Hello, my loves. Welcome to Pain to Joy. My name is Danielle Sutty, and I am so thankful that you have chosen to be here with me today. How's your heart today? My heart's doing all right. It's been quite the year, quite the month, quite the week of ups and downs, and more of a roller coaster than I recall life being at times. And yet, the overarching theme is that I am so thankful to be here. I'm so thankful for all of the love in my life. I'm thankful that I am currently sitting by the river, taking a moment of peace for myself and hoping that the sound is clear enough that I can share this Bow Valley, Bow River peacefulness with all of you. What was on my heart to share this week is really about how holidays are often not the most wonderful time of the year, and how, for myself included, this holiday season already, it is, I think, maybe 3 weeks into November. A lot of grief can come up during the holidays. It could be grief for the life that you thought you would have, grief because maybe you don't have a significant other in your life, and the holiday movies, although often fake, exaggerated, putting on this air of perfection or that everything works out in the end, which I do believe in life it does. However, having this holiday perfection in our faces and the idea that whether we are on our own or in a partnership or we have our own family, that everything has to look perfect and be perfect, and that we have to do all of the things that we did last year and the year before and keep up with this family's traditions and this family's traditions. And what often can happen is overwhelm, holiday burnout, exhaustion, and also, again, an uprising of grief, maybe for all of the things that you've never grieved before, or for the things that you wish you had that you don't experience yet. And so I really wanted to share that we are all allowed. I'm going to give myself permission, give you permission to create the holiday season that you desire, to create the holiday season that you want to experience. And although I wished I had recorded this a week or more ago, we still have time. There's still time to chart the path for how this holiday season leading up to Christmas or whatever you may or may not celebrate, what that can look like for you, for your loved ones, for your family. Oftentimes we did something last year and the year before, something is a tradition, but maybe this year the budget is tight. Maybe there's more going on in your home life and it's just not possible to fit everything in. And giving ourselves permission to maybe cut back, giving ourselves permission to sit down and really reflect on what is it that's going to work for me, that's going to work for my loved ones and my family this holiday season and in life in general. And it makes me think of something I created a few years ago after having had quite a few holiday seasons that were not fully joyful for me. My marriage ended in separation in the fall of 2009, and I recall having quite a few challenging holiday seasons, Christmas seasons after that. It was a bewildering time. It was sad. And even now, in the last few weeks, some things have come up that remind me, oh, you're still single. Oh, you don't have that family that you've always desired. And normally I'm okay with that. Normally I trust and believe that whatever is meant for me will not pass me by. And what passes me by was never meant for me. But during the holiday season, with holiday movies of fake perfection and romance and the guy always getting the girl or the girl always getting the guy or the girl or the guy, and it always ending in this fairy tale ending, it can really throw in your face, gosh, I really want that, and I don't have it yet. And that can feel sad. And if you let it, that can also be a gift. Because you can look at that and say, wow, I didn't know I was still so sad about that. Or I didn't know I still had so much grief around maybe not being in a relationship, or not having the family I desire, or not getting that job that I really wanted, or not being able to afford some holiday or fancy gift for someone that you love, or something for yourself. And so as much as I have experienced in the last few weeks a lot of grief, holiday overwhelm before it even started, I believe there are ways to help make the season more peaceful. A few years ago, I created something called Creating Christmas. Create the holiday season that you desire, a holiday season that feels nourishing, that feels aligned with you and who you are right now in your life. And how that started out was with a guided meditation, finding a moment for you, like I'm taking right now. I'm sitting by the river, taking some deep breaths, maybe closing your eyes if that feels safe right now and you're in a safe space to do so. And just taking a few deep breaths. Anchor into where you are right now. Where are you in life? Where are you in this moment? Where's your energy at after the first almost 11 months of this year? What do you feel you might be available for during the holidays? And as you keep your eyes closed and take some deep belly breaths and long exhales, I invite you to imagine, what would a perfect, peaceful holiday day look like to you? What would a peaceful, nourishing, joyful holiday gathering look like for you? And so I'll give you a moment to tap into what would feel good for you over the next few weeks as we approach Christmas, as we approach New Year's. You might also take a moment to recall some really joyful memories from the holidays, whether as a child or as an adult, something that was exciting and fun. I know years ago when we lived in Thunder Bay, one of my aunts would organize us all to go on a sleigh ride. And it was more like a hay ride. And it was so fun, and I'd never done anything like that before. And just thinking about it now brings a twinkle to my eye. I'm smiling. That was a really joyous and joyful holiday memory. I always loved an advent calendar, and I still to this day love an advent calendar. And as much as there's the new ones and the ones that cost hundreds of dollars that have makeup in them or perfume or tea or fancy things, those are exciting and amazing, so fun. But I will take a $1, $2 advent calendar special with just the little cheap chocolates. I can do good chocolate, expensive, delicious chocolate, and I can do cheap chocolate on my advent calendar. That's something that brings me joy. I love an advent calendar. So whether it's now or in the next few days, I invite you to take a moment to write down joyous, joyful, heart-filling, heartwarming holiday memories. And from there, as we continue to breathe low into the belly, if that feels good for you, and a long exhale, what are some activities that you really want to do in the next few weeks, that you want to experience on your own or with a loved one? Do you want to go to a Christmas market? Do you want to go to a prayer service, light a candle for someone? Do you want to spend some time honoring someone you love who passed? Do you want to make a holiday self-care advent calendar list for yourself, where every day in December leading up to Christmas or New Year's or whatever you might celebrate or not, self-care activities every day, which could be everything from saying something affirming to yourself, to going to bed a little earlier, to drinking a little more water, to saying no to the things that maybe don't serve you this season that have every other holiday season of your life, but maybe this one is different. Maybe this is the year that you say, no, no thank you. No is a complete sentence. I'm still learning that myself. So these are ways that we can begin to create a holiday season and a life that feels more aligned for us, that will then feel more joyful for us. And I do understand that when we have families and people that count on us and children, there are going to be activities that we really, really want to do because we've always done it. But maybe there's something new that can be created based on your budget. And that's not just a monetary budget, based on a time budget, based on an energy budget. Maybe you as a caregiver have less energy, and so the holidays are going to look different, but they can still be fun. Maybe instead of baking all day with your family like you usually do, everything from scratch, you get those sugar cookies from the grocery store that you just have to put out and sprinkle some sugar on. Maybe you bake brownies from a box and cut them up into shapes, Christmas cookie cutter shapes. There are so many ways that we can still enjoy our holidays without depleting the energy that we have. And I know for me, my energy has been limited. It has been low. And to go back to some past episodes, I am still doing my darndest to get my iron levels up, to get my ferritin up. Spoiler alert, it's really low again. So I will be looking into getting an infusion because I feel as though I've done all the things. And that's so many of us. We try and we do, and we put all this effort into so many things to keep ourselves afloat. And so if this year is the year where you have just tried to keep yourself afloat, please know that less actually is more. And that to me, the spirit of the holidays is about as much peacefulness as possible, togetherness, laughter. And again, if Christmas dinner or holiday dinner is too much, maybe you're ordering in this year. How exciting. Something different, something fun, maybe a new tradition. I remember years ago I lived in Spain, and there are a lot of huge meals that are made for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And by the time we got to Reyes, which is Epiphany, which is January 6th when the three kings arrive and there's a big parade. I remember when I was there with my Spanish family, we would all go for dinner. We would go to a restaurant called Ponte Vecchio, which now I just realize is hilarious because Ponte Vecchio is the famous bridge in Florence where I've lived on and off the last few years. So we would go to a restaurant in Burgos, Spain called Ponte Vecchio, and we would have an Italian meal around Reyes, around the 6th of January. I can't remember if we went on the 5th or the 6th, but by then, all of the mums who had been doing the majority of the cooking were like, that's it, we've had enough, we're going out for dinner, and that became our tradition. And thank goodness for the people that worked that day and that were able to create this beautiful meal for us so that we could be together, but everybody didn't have to get depleted to be together and to enjoy that togetherness. So I invite you to reflect upon what has felt good for you in the past. What are some holiday traditions that you really want to keep? Some that maybe you could change and make them a little lighter, maybe different, so that you can enjoy the holidays while still keeping up your energy, enjoying the time, and staying in alignment and honoring where you're at in this season of your life. And I also want to give you the gentle reminder that this might feel uncomfortable because maybe this is the first time that you're saying no, especially over the holidays, to loved ones and people who you feel might have expectations of you or of your family. But what I have learned is, as uncomfortable as it can be, when I say no to other people, I am saying yes to myself. I am saying yes to my health and honoring my energy. And even if, like I said, it's uncomfortable, even if other people feel like your no to them is a rejection, I know in my heart that it's not. And I used to feel like it was. I often talk on this podcast about being a recovering people pleaser, but another way to say that is when you are constantly pleasing other people, you are abandoning yourself. And so may this holiday season, may it maybe be the first time in your life where you choose yourself, not being against anyone else and their desires of you and their expectations, but because you are more than allowed, my love, to honor your energy, to honor what you, yourself, your family are capable of this holiday season. And like I said, whether that's energy-wise, monetarily, maybe because you know what's coming up in January or February. Like my counselor had said to me earlier this year, when you're moving through periods where you do something new and you do something different, it will feel uncomfortable and you will be okay. And I don't say that flippantly. It can feel heartbreaking, or I guess I have often felt heartbroken in the past when I felt as though I disappointed someone, when I felt as though they didn't understand where I was coming from. And yet, so many times in my life, I broke my own heart because I wasn't honoring my health and myself and my needs. And that comes back to the cliche sentence of self-care isn't selfish. It's not. You can love all of the people in your life. You can want what's best for them. And you can also take care of yourself. Because without yourself, without your health, nothing else matters. And I can confidently say that of all the last 15 years post-car accident in July of 2010, this has been the most challenging physically, mentally, spiritually. And it sucks to not have the energy to spend time with people I love, to be in contact with people I love in the ways that I used to love. But there have been moments where I am just trying to get by. I am just doing my absolute best. I had months where I cried every day, couldn't stop. I still have the issues with the rage coming back from my brain retraining program and hormones. This fibroid that I experienced, which I have named patate because it's probably in the shape of a potato, and patate means potato en français, in French, is still sucking the life out of me. I'm still up until the wee hours every night, in the bathroom. It's been unpleasant. It's been unfun. For most of this year, I didn't recognize myself. For many months of this year, I barely laughed. So if I don't learn now, after years and years of learning to take care of myself, now is the time for me to say, I must put my health first. I must put my energy first. And it's uncomfortable. And I will be okay. And something else I feel can be helpful when we're reflecting on the upcoming holidays, choosing what works for us, what doesn't, what's in alignment with our energy and what's not. I will forever share that having a practice of thankfulness, having a practice of gratitude, even if when you wake up in the morning, you can only think of one thing to be grateful for, one thing to be thankful for, please declare it. I am thankful in this moment that I was able to walk and sit by the river. I am thankful for all of the loving, caring, supportive souls in my life. I am thankful to be here, to be alive. I'm thankful that even though I don't always feel it, I know and trust and believe in my heart and soul that everything that happens in our life is happening for us to learn from and to grow from. And even if I have to let go and surrender to the lessons over and over and over again, I'm still here. I'm so thankful. And I'm thankful for opportunities like this to be sitting here, sharing a peaceful spot with you. sharing with you the truth that it is possible to have a holiday season that feels good. It is possible to come out of the holidays with some energy, with some excitement for what's to come. You can write your intentions for this holiday season, or for the upcoming year, or for the month of December. How do I want to feel? We often talk about our to-do lists as, what do I want to accomplish? What needs to get done? I have one. I'm sure you have one, whether it's on your phone or on a piece of paper or on your fridge. But have you written a list of intentionality? How do I want to feel tomorrow? How do I want to feel throughout the holiday season? How do I want to feel over the fullest week of the holidays? And how do I want to feel afterwards? And if you really tap in, like I just closed my eyes, I'm going to take a breath. How do I want to feel? I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel like my heart has been full of time with friends and family, good food, delicious drinks, rest, fresh air, even if it ends up being freezing out, feeling the snow fall on my face. I want to feel as though I embraced the season as much as I could. And throughout it, I continued to come home to myself, to ask myself, what do my brain, my body, my mind need? How can I continue to nourish myself? If my intention was going into a family gathering peacefully and coming out peacefully, maybe I came out a little bit excited, a little bit drained, then I'm going to intentionally do things to fill my cup. So I would invite you to breathe into how you want to feel today, tomorrow, over the holidays, and into next year. And when maybe you're not feeling like that, to have an emergency preparedness holiday list of how can I fill up my own cup. To make an emergency holiday nourishment list of things that you might need to do, eat, partake in to fill your cup back up between holiday engagements, between different activities, between all of the concerts and the recitals and the cocktail parties and the holiday parties for work and whatever it may be. Start to get to know yourself enough to know what fills your cup. I know for me, I have been wanting to record this podcast for days. I'm staying with my parents. They are back from a lovely long holiday. They were very generous to allow me to stay at their home. There is still a lot of construction and loudness happening back at my home. And I love being with them and I love spending time with them. But I also need time on my own, time for quiet, time to fill my cup back up. And as I was on a walk, I thought, wow, what if I can have my peaceful time by the river and also record the podcast? And I'm doing it. So I'm getting my me time. I'm getting my peaceful time watching this river flow by, listening to the creek stream into the river. And I'm getting to share and be with all of you. So this is a win-win-win-win-win. May you look for more opportunities where you can get some wins, where you can fill up your energy cup, your heart cup, where you can do things that fill you up, that nourish your heart, your brain, your mind, your soul. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for all of us. Please start to create holiday seasons that feel good for you, that feel good for your loved ones, that lift you up, that fill your cup, that are sustainable, energetically, monetarily. That is my Christmas wish for you. Thank you so, so much for being here with me today. It is a gift and a joy that I'm able to create this podcast and be in connection with you. Please always feel free to connect with me on social media, Danielle.Seti on Instagram, Danielle Seti on Facebook and TikTok. You can listen to this podcast on YouTube, Danielle Seti, Pain to Joy. You can email me at dkseti@yahoo.ca. I would love to hear how this lands for you. I would love to hear how you create a holiday season that feels good to you. Can't wait to hear all about it. Sending so much love, sending so much peace and comfort and ease for whatever feelings may come up for you over the next few weeks. You are not alone. You are loved. And may we all give ourselves permission to take the time to reflect on the kind of holidays and the kind of life that we intentionally want to live, how we want to feel. Sending so, so, so much love from the Bow River, from these beautiful mountains, from my heart to yours. Until we meet again.